right, guys, we are back. This is the Juice Box. We are welcomed for a third time our Bitcoin boy G Page. What's up, my guy?
What's up, guys? What's up, Juicebox?
Our in-house correspondent on the in the crypto market world.
Thank you.
Dude, so we were talking about 100 different things. So that's why I just wanted to start so we didn't. So basically, we can begin with you're moving to Colorado, which that's
Yes.
fire.
Pretty cool.
Job opportunity, change up, like what's going on?
Yeah, so it's like I still work in like cybersecurity. So like basically the job they're gonna pay for a couple things. I'll be able to learn more coding stuff, and then it'd just be like a good switch up. So yeah, that's the main thing.
Oh yeah, that's fire.
I've been wanting to go to Colorado for the longest time too. I
Me
just feel
too.
like it's the good vibes.
Colorado and out west is as big of a pussy as I am when it comes to like hiking and wild animals and all that stuff. I definitely can see how living out there can create an extremely calming lifestyle compared to living in like big crazy city life. So I do envy those people.
Yeah, like I definitely look forward to because before football I used to skateboard and all that shit, and then one day when I was a freshman, my coach saw me like posting skateboarding
Have
videos.
you eat this?
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah,
Cool.
I do.
So like when I was a freshman, bro, my coach, he was like, "Gee, stop skateboarding. You're gonna get hurt." Canceled that. So then like once I was doing football, I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna skateboard again," which I skateboard every day. And then I'm gonna snowboard. But yeah, I'm always gonna have my gun because I'm scared of bears. I'm scared of mountain lions, rams, and I choose me over animals 10 out of 10.
Facts.
Yeah, so
And that's like that. I'm sure you saw the video. What was that? Last year, 2 years ago, with the person walking backwards and the mountain lions
Bro.
like
Oh.
come. It's one of the
I'm
scariest
not
videos I've
gonna
ever
lie,
seen.
that's one of the most terrifying videos I've ever seen. Like I feel like that dude after the fact, like I feel like he was totally blacked out during that whole thing. I feel like it's one of those moments where just straight instinct.
scary stuff, man. Like, cause you know how cats love fucking with people already.
Yeah.
And it's like, imagine like a cat, but it's like just as big as you, sharp claws. They call it a mountain lion for a reason.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and like I think the worst thing is like, say if you see like one of the cubs, you know, they're real protective.
Dude, yeah.
You might just be walking, you know, you're with your girl, like, oh, this is a great spot for a picture. You hear
Yeah.
meow.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, little cute little cub, and you're just like, fuck.
You're like,
I know it's
oh,
around the
fuck.
corner.
Yeah, your first thought is, wow, this is an amazing piece of nature that I'm looking at right now. And your second thought is, oh shit, I need to get out of here because this mom's going to assume I'm trying to do something to this baby. I mean, like mountain lions, bears. I mean, and it's crazy too. I was even watching, I know Arizona's opposite direction of Colorado, but so we really only
It's
have.
in the vicinity.
Yeah, it's kinda
out
close.
Old West,
Yeah.
West area. You
Yeah,
know?
I mean,
It touches.
Yeah.
we're not pulling up a map, dude. It looks close to me. And they sometimes get jaguars from Mexico that go there,
Holy shit.
which is crazy because the jaguar is
Well-
the third largest big cat in like the predatory
Big
whatever it
cats.
is. Yeah.
Well, speaking of Jaguars, do you want to spill the beans on the pod about our debacle the other day?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if it's a secret, but we're telling the world now.
Yeah, and we don't know if it's true. We don't know if it's, not true. So supposedly there was a semi truck that was up at the TA truck stop at the Highlands on Wednesday. And allegedly, this semi truck was full of tigers. And also, allegedly, before the gentleman or woman, whoever was driving the truck, left, a tiger was missing and people were panicking up at the Highlands. So there could be a tiger rolling around Wheeling and we have no idea. And I told Brady and Neil, and Brady was like, well, nobody called 911. And my response was like, well, dude, I'm sure if somebody that's driving around with a tractor trailer full of tigers, the last thing they're going to do is call 911 on themselves because a tiger's missing.
Yeah.
Was that on the news? I didn't see anything about that.
See?
You guys remember in Zanesville years
Yeah.
ago?
Oh,
Like, could you imagine, 12 wolves, a whole bunch of monkeys, lions, tigers in your backyard? Imagine you took your dog for a walk and you're like, no way, that's a fucking tiger. You
Yeah.
know, you're looking.
and we talked about that as well, like just the other night. Allegedly, they said they caught everything, right? but we're like, I feel like, yeah, quote unquote, caught everything.
Yeah, there's no way, dude. I do remember the picture though, the gross picture of like all the animals that were down.
Yeah.
What up, dog? How are you,
Hi,
buddy?
Czar.
Big Czar.
What's good? What's good? I got the mic turned on, I believe. But yeah, no, it's and it so JT's fiance had no idea about that story, so we were telling her about it. And then my cousin showed up and they live up out there.
Right.
So he said probably it was like a year or so later, he just remembers literally driving on the interstate and he said he literally just saw like a giant big cat in the woods.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's definitely still there, or they could be gone by now. Who knows?
Man, that's like you really gotta like pack that in because the woods around here. It's like those things are real adaptive. They might just hide, because they know when they're getting hunted.
For sure.
And like obviously you couldn't tranquilize all those animals, and it's like crazy. And congrats, bro. I
Hey,
didn't know you
thank
had a
you.
fiance. I was like, what?
Thank
Okay.
you so much.
See you, dog.
Yeah, well, speaking of Angie, we went to Cooper's Rock last week,
Yeah.
Sunday, and I was actually having the same thought in my mind, like as you were, like, because her friends from down there, they took us through this awesome path, like with these really cool rock formations and shit, and I'm thinking like, at any second, like, I'm like looking up at all times, thinking like, are there freaking something about to jump down on me? Like I'm constantly thinking that because you don't. I mean, I don't know. You never know.
Well,
It's fucking mountains in West Virginia. You don't know what's gonna happen.
I've told them this 100 times, but the worst thing I ever did over the pandemic is I just to stay away from all the noise. I watched all these animal documentaries, and now I'm literally just absolutely petrified of like when you actually see how animals live. You're like, holy shit, people's kids just get murdered right in front of them, and they just have to run away.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think I need to educate myself more because I've never been out west. I don't go in the woods often. You know what I mean? Like, if that
Yeah.
ever happened, a tiger on the interstate, I'd be like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I also learned like about big cats. So if you turn your back to them, it's their instinct to like pounce at you. Because if you ever watch those videos, like someone will be at a zoo, right? They'll be looking at them through the glass, face this way. They'll turn around. The cat immediately tries to jump
Yeah.
on you, and they'll
That's good.
go for your neck. And
Have you seen
Yeah.
that video? Of that little kid in that line at the zoo.
bro,
Terrifying.
it's like if somehow
Yeah.
you did this, you snapped your finger and the glass was gone. Yeah, that line. That's why like that's why I'm so big. Like if I go hiking, be it Wyoming, Colorado, I'm bringing a gun because like if I'm out there and a lot of people's like that are they're like, oh, animals are so cute and all this shit. I'm like, cool, but if it's a grizzly bear and you out there and the grizzly bear is hungry, it's gonna eat you.
100%.
Yeah, like
And that is my biggest fear of dying stupidly from an animal. Truly,
and you'll be eaten alive
I know.
because grizzly bears they will eat you like while you're alive.
And like I can't remember, one of them starts eating your ass first.
I think that's grizzlies.
It could be it could be grizzly bears, and So I don't know. And what's wild about the big cats is there's the big cats, and then they either call them African wild dogs or wild wolves, whatever they are, and like they'll be fucking around with a lion, and a lion will literally just kill one of the baby dogs just to get him to go away and not even eat it, just to kill it and be like, this is what's gonna happen to you if you keep fucking with me. So I feel it.
Nature's a scary thing, bro.
Nature
you-
is a scary thing.
Maybe you guys knew this, but I didn't. I heard from Angie's dad. He loves hunting. He's a big he the amount like his bucks that he's killed are freaking massive. But anyway, I guess they're putting elk in West Virginia,
Mm.
like down south somewhere.
Yeah, they're trying
Which
to
that's pretty cool.
they're trying to reintroduce them into the population because I guess they used to be here a lot. Which elk will kill you.
They're huge.
Yeah, they'll literally kill you.
But see, like since they're not used to West V, they're not gonna know the highways. It's done. They're just gonna walk and that's you in it.
Yeah,
gone.
we saw a video of what was it? A small little Nissan Versa hitting a
It was a moose.
moose, and this moose just flew in the air.
It looked like a video game, like Grand Theft Auto, like where it didn't seem real, like how far this car launched a big ass moose.
We're
I mean-
so lucky we're smart, bro.
Yeah,
Like, animals would really kill us. Like if we didn't have guns and cars and planes, we'd be dead.
Agreed.
Like yesterday.
And I have a whole family of deer that lives behind here, and it is fascinating. They will literally walk up to the road in the evenings and look both ways before they cross.
Yeah.
It's insane. And I always in my head, I'm like, dude, why don't deer pay attention? And then when I'm watching them, when they don't know I'm watching them, they're very smart, and they want to walk across. Then the 2 baby deers will walk across, and then the other one will follow, so the babies don't get hit. Like, damn, it's a goddamn family back there just going out for dinner. It's crazy. But so we're gonna kind of rewind here.
Rewind.
It's been a while
It's been a
since
minute.
you've been here. So probably we'll just start from the beginning, I guess. What's kind of the update on free game, seed? Like what's going on in that whole
Yeah, so I'll start with seed first. So since I've been here, I got like nonprofit status, and that was
nice, dude. That's
thanks.
fire.
Bro. Like my pockets were hit though. It's like because with nonprofits, a lot of people use them for money laundering. So you have to like get a board, you have to get articles of incorporation. So I had to spend like $4.5 grand on lawyer fees. So
Fuck.
yeah, but it's
Damn.
like, and I also noticed, like, I like talking to people. Never talk to your lawyer too long, because I would go to my lawyer's office, during a meeting, and I'm talking like, how are you, all this shit. And I didn't realize in his head, he's like,
By
oh,
the hour, yeah.
he's thinking dollar signs. And before I know it, I get my invoice, it'll be like meeting.
Oh shit!
And I'm like, fuck. I'm
I
like,
didn't
all
even
right.
think about that.
Yeah, so yeah, don't be friendly, because lawyers are right to the point. So yeah, I got nonprofit status. About to make a website for that, and then I'll have like our first donation campaign. I'm gonna aim for like November.
That's
holiday
fire.
season.
Yeah.
And then, free game, like still making content all the time. I enjoy that a lot, and then I kind of treat it like y'all, like podcasts, like talk stuff, and it's just yeah. But besides those two, I've been learning a lot of coding. Currently learning Python, C++. Shit's hard as hell, but it's rewarding. And yeah, man, just still working in cybersecurity and just really trying to just, stay in the middle. I'm more of a libertarian now.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know. I like talking to y'all, like being here and just sharing a good word. And maybe one day be mayor.
Dude.
Still willing.
Hell yeah. And you're a great Twitter follow too.
Thanks,
You are.
You
You're
really
great,
are.
Great Twitter presence.
Thanks, guys.
I'm so jealous of people that know how to code, because you can create anything.
Bro, like some of the people like that I work with at work, and like now I'm at like a different school. It's like a lot of these people, like they've been coding since like middle school and high school, so they have
Oh my
years
gosh,
on me, and
yeah.
I'm like, damn. And it's like, for me, what pissed me off, I'm like, why didn't any of the teachers tell me like, hey, if you like video games, learn how to
Yeah.
code?
Hmm.
I would have paid attention in math more. I would have did coding more, and you can learn all of it on YouTube like for free. So I'm like, yeah, I kind of blame my teachers.
Absolutely, because it like at WU during our business classes, we would brainstorm ideas or whatever, and they're like, "That's awesome, but if you don't know how to code, like you can't do this shit. Like you're
Yes.
gonna have to pay all. So like you better learn how to do it if you want to do anything."
Yeah, bro, it's nuts.
And
It's
that's all like
technology-driven.
ones and zeros, right?
So
No, that's Morse code, Jake.
Yeah. So like at its very, very beginning part, it's binary code. So
Okay.
it's zeros and ones. So basically, you can think of code, it's like telling something on and off through electricity. So anytime you send a text message, you're technically sending electricity to like JT or Bubba or whoever. So yeah, at the very end, it's binary, which is 0 and 1s. And then over time, we created, languages like C++ and Python to where humans can read it better.
Fuck.
Yeah, so it's like, everything we do from FaceTime, Twitter, at its very, very foundation, it's 0 and 1s, and then after that, it's whatever language, and then it comes out to us to where you have the user interface, which is like, the setup of a website and all that shit.
Which like I love people like you because it quickly lets me know how dumb I really am, dude. And I enjoy that. I mean that in a complimentary
Appreciate
way.
it.
It's like the amount of stuff that goes into how things run regularly throughout our daily activities is insane.
But like, it's crazy. Y'all could hop on YouTube tonight, type in how to code, thousands of videos, thousands, and it's like for free. And like, I swear, if I had a time machine and like if I didn't like get a scholarship for football, I wouldn't have went to college. I just went on YouTube, like I would have typed in how to code, learn the language, and then there's so many jobs out there. It's like the new trade skill.
What?
Oh, okay.
That's a great point. I never thought of it that
Yeah.
way.
So you don't even. So you could like get a legit coding job without even
so like
having a degree in it.
Yeah,
or
it's
anything.
like so just like how they have like welding apprenticeships
Mhm,
and all that
mhm.
stuff. There's these things called there's the CompTIA Network Plus. So basically, you buy like a $60 book, you take a $150 test, and if you pass, you'll have a certification that says networks, so you can set up like internet infrastructures. Like, say you could go to a hospital and know how to set up the whole entire Wi-Fi, because things like hospitals, banks, like, they always need someone to set up their Wi-Fi because they can't have a day when the shit goes down or if it gets hacked. So it's like, yeah, you can just get like total cost less than $300 certifications, good for 3 to 4 years. You instantly start off making, I think, 60 to 80K.
Wow.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Which was
That's
so
a lot cheaper than going to college.
Yeah.
I can tell you that much.
and I always wonder too, what so the stuff that we know now, knowing that you're able to learn everything just online, I wonder what the percentage of college students would actually like have cut down if people knew they didn't have to spend all that money to learn these
And
things.
see, like, I think that's the biggest issue, because colleges, they want you there. They want you taking some stupid course, because like I mainly blame them for student loans as well, because they're really predatory, and I think like they don't want you to know that you can learn all this shit from YouTube, because then they'd lose money.
Yeah.
And they want you in debt. They want to get a pat on the back, and they don't want you to learn skills to where you could make twice as much as them off of YouTube.
It's so true. Me and my buddy Randy were driving back from Deep Creek a couple weekends ago, and he's recently gone back to school to try to, I can't remember what he's doing online. And we were talking about that, like the beginning first year and second year, thinking like, dude,
Yeah.
I had to take geology 101 and I don't know anything about a rock other than it's a rock.
Well, it is.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
why do I need to know
it's for real.
about this rock?
I'm glad I didn't take that class. I mean, some people loved it. I don't think I would have liked it very much.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like there's a lot of things that, okay, it's good that I know, but I also probably could have just watched it in a documentary or a YouTube video and probably would have more recollection of it than going and sitting in a 400 student class in the back knowing that all the notes are on eCampus and I'm only here to get clicker points.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you can just listen to a geology podcast.
Exactly.
I'm sure you'd learn twice as much.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, it goes back to what we were talking about before we started. I've learned so much shit just listening to podcasts. Like I don't know if I'm just an auditory learner in that way, but like we said, Joe Rogan. Like I've learned more listening to like, you know, all his like, you know, he has doctors and all these fucking people on. I've learned more on his podcast than I think like reading a book in college.
I
100%. Like,
and I think it's probably because I completely agree with both of you, and it's probably because you feel like it's a one-on-one conversation with you, even though you're not there, instead of just having to sit around people and this person's playing Fortnite on their iPad in front of you, and this person's watching the game.
Someone's
It's easy to
watching
get-
porn.
Yeah, it's easy to get distracted.
You're just like, wow, what's going on? And then it's like some of these classes, bro, like whenever I did my undergrad at Gannon, it's like it's a Catholic school. So I was taking like sacred scripture, I was taking like philosophy and all that stuff's cool and all, but I'm like, it's like kind of wasting my time a little bit, because it's like hardest class I ever took. I dropped it in 2 weeks. Philosophy of logic. It was a whole bunch of X's and O's and squiggly lines. Hardest thing ever. I'll never use it in my life.
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
That we had like for like the business, we had so many credits, so you had to go to like speakers like that. And we had a philosopher come, and I literally could not tell you 3 things he said. It was like, yeah, the understanding of logic, but in like human speak, it literally meant nothing. It's just arguing with yourself in front of a bunch of people.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I sometimes do. Luckily, I'm in a state where student loans, I pretty much will be wiped out now. But I feel bad for the people that are in like major debt of student loans that went to college as many years as me, that will have to pay it off for 30 years.
So like for me, I definitely blame the schools, but like for some people, I'm like, say if you chose like a major like the study of I'm trying to think of something really random. All right, say if you took the studies of Matthew McConaughey.
hell
You
yeah.
took it for 4 years. You got $100K in debt. You used to be the last one getting your loans forgiven. I mean, if you
Oh,
That's
it-
true.
like, you
Yeah.
should be the last one. Like if you chose to be a doctor, an engineer, something that gives value back to society, you should be a priority. But people that like went for like the craziest liberal
Yeah.
arts thing that has no value, and because I believe in like free markets, I feel like if your degree will generate value and people will pay for it, then yes. But if your degree is like some random ass, no one even knows about degree, then you're like last in line.
Yeah. And I remember what I was just going to say too, real quick. I thought religion class was hard in grade school and high school. I couldn't even imagine what it would be like in college. I really couldn't.
Sister Healy, I think it was 8 a.m., 9 a.m. class.
Oh.
I'm in there, and she's she's a sister. She white lady, gray hair, couldn't be on your phone, and I'm learning about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It's like 8 in the morning. I'm like, bro, I think I'm school for school, can't even football. That's all I'm thinking in my head, and I'm just like, I think the funniest thing was I was in Sacred Scripture, and I think bro, what was I on? Like, it wasn't Vines. I was watching something on Twitter, and my volume was all the way up. I was watching. It was something, bro. Because football players, we had to sit in the front. So it's Sister Healy, 8 a.m. I'm not paying attention. All I hear is I click the thing. It's some rap song, real loud, 8 in the morning, and I've never my heart was beating so fast. 'Cause I'm like, damn, Sister Haley. She's like, yeah, he's going to hell.
She's about to smack me with a ruler, dude.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like PTSD now. I'm scared.
Back to what Bubba said about how we had to go to guest speakers. I literally forgot we had to do that. But I remember I went to one guest speaker, I swear to God. And it was about, he was I think it had to do with how he started a business, which makes sense. But he was selling chocolate covered crickets. Did you go to that one?
No,
Or
I don't think so.
salted crickets. And looking back, I'm like, I had to go to this to get freaking points in my class to just listen to some dude talk about his salted crickets. They weren't bad though. He passed around little bags. They were
See,
little.
I don't
They were
think I
the
would do
little
that.
the little bags, like pretzel bags you get on an airplane. It kind of
Yeah.
looked like that, except it was salted crickets.
Which I guess crickets are kind of healthy for
Bro,
you.
I mean, yeah.
They have good protein, but it's as soon as people start promoting eating bugs, just know we're in the bad time.
Yeah, dude. Oddly enough, I went to Cass Railroad and went to their shop, and they were selling all. It's funny you say this. All these different kinds of flavored crickets. There were jalapeno crickets, chocolate crickets. I might have to try them the next
Honestly,
time. I'm there.
jalapeno crickets would probably be fire.
Probably.
Not gonna lie.
Sheesh.
But
I'm not eating a cricket until I need to eat a cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean we might need to here soon.
Nah.
Who knows? But we'll so I know we talked about a lot of things before we hit record. So let's go back to the pizza too, dude. So we were talking about DeCarlo's downtown versus Patsy's, and basically you were kind of in the camp with me, at least right now, that Patsy's is the best.
Yeah, because I grew up in East Wheeling, like I was telling you, and we had the original DeCarlo's before it moved. It was I think on the same street as the McClure, like a little before, and it reminded you of a gritty New York style. Had the arcade machine in the front. I remember being a kid, couldn't even see over the counter, but I knew I'd get some nice pizza with the cold cheese. Then they moved, they closed down before they moved. And then I went there when they moved, and I'm like, oh, this pizza's ass, right? And then I went out to Elm Grove, and I'm like, okay, they're Patsy's now. Let me check this out again, because I used to hate Elm Grove. Went out there, the sauce is amazing. It's like a crunch every time I bite it. I was like, this is my kind of pizza. And then now every time I come home, I'm like, all right, only Patsy's, because downtown is ass now. And then I get here, you tell me, you're like, bro, I had it was crispy the other day, and I'm
Bro.
like,
It was good.
It was very
It's
good.
different now.
I'm an
bro.
Elm Grove hater though, and I live 30 seconds from it.
I mean, hey, I get it.
Dude, Elm Grove was always that way though. It was such a old school feel. You just walk in. They had the arcade game, Elm Grove,
yeah.
and it's just an open floor with the counter. And I'm sure it's different now because of COVID and shit. But it used to just be packed of people in there waiting on their pizza.
Yeah.
It's that's sick.
Dude, I remember one time too. We were really young out in Meemaw's house, and this is when the Elm Grove DeCarlo's always there'd be bugs in the cheese or whatever,
shit.
and there was a
Oh.
white remember this?
I actually do.
There
now.
was a white slug bug just on top
that's
of
crazy.
somebody's pizza in the cheese.
You just unlocked a memory.
Yeah, and the best part about it is you just take it off and you keep eating the pizza, dude. Because that's just how I roll.
That brought me back to that same day. I think someone double dipped into something. I used to think double dipping was legit illegal. I thought you could get arrested for double dipping because everyone used to no double dipping. It just made me think of that.
Dude, same-
Thank you. for
You're-
unlocking that memory.
You
in
are
my
welcome.
mind.
You just unlocked one for me too. Same with drinking and driving. When I was younger,
Nope, that's illegal.
I would always hear drinking and driving. So I remember all driving down in my grandparents' van to go to the beach. And my Uncle Lee was like drinking a Mountain Dew the whole time. And this is just when I was so young. And I just remember looking at my mom and I'm like, are we going to get pulled over because he's drinking and driving right now? Like just little things like that. You have no idea.
So you said Mountain Dew, right?
Yeah.
I actually had a funny story about that. So like me and my family, like we have family in like Maryland, Virginia. So we always
Uh-huh.
go to Virginia Beach every year. And like you know how when you're on the road, you stop at a gas station, you'll be thirsty as shit. You'll drink about anything in the car. So like, you know, we after driving like 4 hours, and I'm a kid, I'm thirsty as hell. And like, you know, we're at the gas station and like I go into our car, I see this bottle of Mountain Dew. I'm like, oh, I'm thirsty as shit. Thank you. I take a swig, I open it like fast as hell, take a swig of it, and then I just feel a burning sensation in my neck and my chest. So I found out that without even knowing it, it was gin. My
man.
mom put her gin in the Mountain Dew bottle, you know, just to, like on
Oh.
the way down there. And my thirsty ass, I swigged it real quick, and it's like, you know, I felt like my throat burned. my
Oh,
chest was
bro.
burning. Like, you know, I literally couldn't breathe, and I'm like, I think ever since that day passed, like I made sure like smell it before you drink it.
Yeah.
You know, make sure it's like not anything else. And then I was like, yeah, that scarred me. And then my roommate got me in college. I was like, hey, bro, you got a water bottle? He's like, oh, yeah. He tossed me one. It was
Vodka.
vodka. Got me.
Were you feeling a little groovy after the Mountain Dew?
So I was probably like 8 or 9, maybe 10. And it's like, I felt confused. Like my mouth and chest is burning because, you know, how you feel it in your chest.
Yeah.
I think it was like the like extra dry gin or something like that. And it really burned. And like the reason I can know, like, you know, like tell you all this story so vividly because I still can feel it. It's like that chest burning in my mouth, bro. It was crazy.
Some childhood trauma?
Yeah.
Big time, bro.
Dry gin's about the worst introduction you could have.
Yeah, I agree.
Thinking, and now imagine in your head is Mountain Dew. You're like, oh, it's a
Mhm.
Mountain Dew. I'm about to take it. And but you're thirsty too. You're like just got like 5-hour
Ah.
drive. You stopped at a gas station. You know, before I asked my mom, oh, can you like buy me something to drink or whatever? I'm like, oh, full bottle. I just swig it. So yeah, that's my horoscope. man.
Dude, the other angle of this is shout out your mom for partying with gin and Mountain Dew like that, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was a
That's legit.
man, but it's like
You know the story of Mountain Dew?
no.
So Mountain Dew originally was created to be a whiskey mixer. So it wasn't created to be a drink, and West Virginians liked it so much and drank it so much that it became a pop, and that's why West Virginians do country.
Oh, wow.
Bro, it's actually insane how many West Virginia people I see buying Mountain Dew.
Oh, it's wild.
Cigarettes
Big old thing of Mountain
every
Dew.
day.
It's wild.
It's
Drinking
crazy.
like a 2 liter a night.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's like it's actually insane.
Dude, just imagine how excited those people get when they come out new flavors. It's probably
I
like
always-
Christmas.
Code Red.
Dude, I was just
Code
about to say
Red,
that.
Code
I
Red.
always loved Code Red when I was a kid.
Did you play Little Patriots?
Oh, of course.
So were you guys on the same team?
I mean, we had to have been because I played 2 years of Bantam and then 1 year a JV, and then I went to St. Mike's. So
Because I just remember my
yeah,
dad.
I mean, because
Now, did you have Coach E, Coach Boogie? Who'd you have?
it was Kyle George's dad.
Coach Mark or Coach George, yeah.
Yeah, and then my dad helped in like I don't know if you know Justin Lee. He went to Lindsley.
I played with Justin Lee, so we probably
We
were
were
on
on
the
the
same
same
team.
team. Yeah.
Which it's hysterical
Yeah.
because my dad used to give JT Code Red before the games to get him all jacked
Yeah.
up.
I used to,
Wow.
and it's funny because I'm a kid and we're little Patriots. Like,
You were juicing.
dude, and I'm like, oh, Code Red. Like Mountain Dew came out with a flavor for us. It's red, like the little Patriots. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna drink this. I literally did drink it before every game. That's crazy.
Dude, what a small world. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together that you two probably were on the same
I mean,
team.
we had to have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Little Patriots. That was a shit, bro.
Yeah.
I miss it. It's like crazy shit, bro.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, no doubt.
So, how has life been
Mhm.
since you became a guy that now is running an entire nonprofit company?
Yeah,
Stress, like what entails with all of that stuff?
yeah. Like I think the biggest thing, and I'm sure y'all feel it, is like whenever you're making content, and you know, in your head, you guys are like, oh, it's a great episode. A lot of people are gonna view it, and you don't get that many views or likes. but then you're like, it is what it is. Like with me, it's like I think the stressful part is basically over because that was like
Yeah.
the lawyer meetings and like drafting, our code, like what happens if we liquidate, where does it go to? There is so much legal shit that went into it. I was like, thank God I'm done with it.
For
But
sure.
besides that, it's just making content, see who you're gonna partner with, and like I really enjoy it. I believe like in like financial freedom, people learning about tech. So with me, it's like I don't even consider it work. It's something
Yeah.
like that I enjoy doing. But yeah, I mean, besides that, it's like since like we're still small and like still gonna like making a website and all that stuff, it's like it takes time, and like I always make sure to like you know like have me time because
Yeah.
if you put too much time into it, you'll burn out. And then obviously like I'm still learning coding, I still have a job, I still do other stuff. I like posting memes all the time,
Yeah, hell yeah.
and it's like the biggest thing I told myself, I'm like, regardless with this nonprofit, like I'm still gonna be me.
For sure.
Yeah, I always gotta be me.
No, you'll be carrying all of that to Colorado, right?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
because
okay.
like the company, it's like we're a software as a service. So
Okay.
it's like imagine like a Duolingo or like any other platform you can learn at your own pace. And
Gotcha.
that's my plan for it, and that's why learning coding. If I want to make an app, I don't got to pay someone $10,000 to $30,000 to make it. I can make it myself.
That's so cool.
So here's a question:
Let's hear it.
What have this is very basic, but it's genuine. What have you coded anything? Like, have you made an app or anything yet?
Yeah, so I've made like I made a calculator.
That's fire.
It's something so basic, bro. It'll be like it's so rewarding because like sometimes in code, like I'll use C++ as an example. It was made in like 1980. It's like one of the oldest, pretty strong language. So when you're writing a line of code, say if I want to say like hello Jake, so you type it whatever blah blah blah, and at the end of that line you have to put a semicolon. That's the only way that it'll validate that line. So this one day I had like 20 lines of code. And I kept getting an error. I was like, what the hell's going on? And then I scroll through. I'm like 30, 40 minutes. I'm looking at it. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, wait a second. It said, because when you spit it out, it'll say error line 14. I scroll up, it's like, oh, I forgot to put a semicolon at the end. So the thing with code, if you forget one little, capital, underspace, semicolon, parentheses, it won't work.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'll never forget when I took a couple years of engineering in college, and after a while it's not, I can't do it. Not that I couldn't. It was not me. I didn't want to do it anymore. Anyway, I digress. We had a coding class, and it was like MATLAB or something was, I think, the coding software. And we had to make Battleship.
Nice.
And you're right though, like how it was the most like fulfilling thing when it worked. I was like, holy shit. Like I'm
want to show the
fucking
world.
Yeah, I'm like, I just made Battleship by typing in freaking bunch of codes.
Yeah.
It was sick. Very fulfilling.
Now, is that the computer science stuff? Is that
That's
different?
well, I think computer science was like the precursor to learning how to
Okay.
code shit, like the basics of it. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Yeah, because a lot of schools, they'll offer like a programming class, kind of give you like a taste. And, some people, they'll use it as an elective. Some people will get inspired by it. And then, yeah, like computer science, that's like the broad approach. And then
Okay.
there's certain areas you can focus on. But yeah, it's so rewarding. And then the other day I made like a rock, paper, scissors game versus a computer. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Damn, that's sick.
Yeah.
So what? I mean, I don't know if this is top trade secrets or not, but like, what's? Do you have an end game in sight when it comes to that, or are you just basically now just learning different avenues and kind of piecing? Like, I'm sure you probably one side have like a quote unquote goal, but then also there's other divvies that you'll turn off on the way. Like,
Yeah, so for me, I think coding, it helps out with like the nonprofit, for like making the website, making an app. And then personally, since I focus on like, cybersecurity, either consulting in cyber. But then I think my ultimate end goal probably try to work at like a Bitcoin company or something like that. So either I can make like a software wallet, make something, make it easier for people to understand it because there's so much you can do with code. Like on Twitter, you could tip people with like, Bitcoin or other crypto.
I saw
Yeah,
that.
you can like press a little tip button. So like the thing with code, it's like you can have whatever idea and apply it to anything. Like there's a podcasting service. I think it's called Fountain, and like on there you set it up with like Bitcoin, and it's like anyone that tunes into your show, they pay you Sats, which is like small forms of Bitcoin. So it's like, yeah, you can literally get live streamed digital currency just because people like your show.
Which I definitely think that's 100%. I feel like the future of everything.
Yeah, you guys should check out Adam Curry. He's really smart. He's like the father of podcasts.
Yeah, he's on Rogan sometimes. Yeah, he's fire.
Yeah, he's I saw him because I went to the Bitcoin conference in Miami.
I saw that.
Man, saw some.
Which let's talk about that.
Yeah, that looked like a great time.
Yeah,
so like have you guys ever been to a conference before? And like whenever you think of a conference, what do you think? People in suits,
like
like
a big
trade show.
I think
Yeah.
of like
You
a
think-
really big room with like a stage of panel of people,
Yeah,
like
right.
with
shit
like
like that.
tables with cookies on.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not that. So you have like the way Bitcoiners are. You have like politicians. You have billionaires, millionaires. You'll have like libertarians. You'll have like anarchists. You'll have like people that are just there to like to party. And it's like you go into this room, like I kid you not, like I was in like there's like the stage where like they had like Odell, Aaron Rodgers, Serena Williams. They had like a panel. And then there's other rooms where you could talk to different companies, like in crypto
Wait,
and all that stuff.
they were there?
Bro, I literally walked like from where like Big Czar is. Aaron Rodgers was right there, walked right past me, and like I'm so soft because I'm like I'm not going to be a groupie. Had his hair in the ponytail with the black jacket, trying to look like John Wick because he I think he took part of his like paycheck or endorsement in Bitcoin through Cash App, and like Cash App is a big sponsor at the conference, so it's like you have all these people like Dave Portnoy was there, like
Tim Dillon was there too, right?
I think Tim Dillon was there
Yeah.
as well, like Zuby, like
Was Kevin O'Leary there?
he was. I have like pictures of like, him on
I
stage.
think that's what I.
Yeah, and
what I
then
remember
it's
seeing.
crazy because like
I would have fangirled so hard. I'm just saying.
but it's nuts because you see all these people and it's like you have all these different types of people in the room that have like the same mission. Now some people they're basically scammers. They're, like a lot of people there like the thing about the crypto Bitcoin community, there's like Bitcoiners, Bitcoin maximalists. They basically say everything's a scam. Everything outside of Bitcoin's a scam. Then you have people that are kind of in the middle. They enjoy both. Then you have some people that are anti-Bitcoin because they want you to buy their VC-backed coin, kind of like a SafeMoon. Like SafeMoon really just hopped on the whole wave of like cryptocurrencies. And like the only reason I don't respect companies like that, be honest with people. If you're trying to make a quick buck and then sell it off as some groundbreaking technology, just say, hey, I'm trying to make money, right? So there it was really cool because it's like you have all these different people, but their same mission is they want to decentralize alternative to central banking. And from what we've seen from the pandemic, you print a lot of money, you get a lot of inflation, the quality of goods goes down, and then I just believe that just like how we separated church and state, we should separate money and state. There's no reason why like 12 people should decide, all right, we're going to print all this COVID relief and not give it to majority of the businesses. We're going to give it to Wall Street. We're going to give it to all these politicians. And then at the end of the day, middle America and below, we get fucked over.
That's why I laughed. Like whether people agree with loan forgiveness or not, like whatever camp you're in, that's fine. But it's funny when you have people that are completely against the 10,000 or 20,000 student loan forgiveness, and behind the closed doors, those are the same people that own these companies that didn't care to take a giant PPP loan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like everybody gets so like tribal, which I guess that's instinctual, but it makes me laugh because it's quite literally the same exact thing.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's like the way I look at it is like at the end of the day, we've spent money on endless wars. Like the war in Afghanistan. Like once we took out Osama, I thought we should have got out personally. But then after that, we stayed there, and before you know it, Taliban took it back in like 6 days or a week, and that was like I think $5 to $10 trillion that we paid because whenever they print money, they borrow it from us.
Yeah,
And that's the taxpayer, and the reason why our parents could buy houses at $40,000, and now our houses, if you want to buy it, oh yeah, I need a $200K plus for a piece of shit. And I'm like,
Do you think I will ever be able to buy a house?
that's a good question. It really is.
I mean, like the way I look at it, I keep stacking sats. Like I keep buying Bitcoin, and then one day I will use that to buy a farm because I personally know like my biggest thing is central banks and governments are going to keep printing money, and I want my purchasing power to be protected. So, yeah, that's my alternative. I'm going to opt out. And a lot of people, a lot of people say, oh, it's not going to work, blah, blah, blah. And that's what everyone says about anything new. If you look back at the 90s and 80s, there's so many articles that said the internet's not going to work. And it's called a 0 to 1 moment. So for me, I'm like, I'll just keep stacking sats, keep learning how to code, and always learn skills that will make you money in return. Because a lot of people out there, they complain about their job, their 9 to 5, but I'm like, all right, well, if you're not investing your money into anything, that could be Bitcoin, the S&P 500, whatever.
Which you are quite literally describing me right now, respectfully.
Which you should. Like, so like, if it's gold, Bitcoin, S&P 500, Apple, Amazon, it doesn't matter. You should be investing your money into something, because on a yearly basis, if you have just a banking savings account, it only makes you 0.05% yearly. And then inflation, we're now seeing is like 8 to probably 10, 11%. So if you had money just in the bank the last couple of years, you're losing your purchasing power.
Yeah, during COVID, I was a retail banker, and they wanted you to push, people to bring $250,000 when it's COVID. Everyone's worried about their money, and interest rates for that amount of money was like 0.025%.
Yeah,
Like,
so I hit it right on the head, and it's like, it's so crazy because like at the end of the day, the bankers, politicians, Wall Street, inflation helps them because they own real estate, they own gold, they own stocks. And those are inflationary assets. That's their inflation hedge. And it's like the common person can't buy real estate, and like So I just look at it as like I always try to promote people investing in some way, because if you don't, you're gonna get screwed over.
Yeah, I just notice it like, and everybody does, but small scale. So normally I'm gone Monday through Thursday, then Thursday or Friday I get groceries for the weekend, and then I go back out of town. And it's just crazy. I'll go in there, I'll buy like 3 bag salads, salad topper, salad dressing, and chicken. And it's over like $60 now when I just go into Kroger and buy that. And it's crazy. But at the same time, it's like I have to buy it. Like I gotta eat.
It's essential. Right?
Yeah, like it's wild, man.
Yeah, and it's like really the biggest thing about it, it's like the way inflation works, they're gonna hit you in a couple different ways to hide inflation. Because if you go to a restaurant now and say if you get wings or a steak or anything like that, if it's the same price as it was 2 years ago, the portions are way smaller. Or they say, okay, let's jack up the price of it, keep the same portions. Or the worst thing is they switch out the quality of food, and that's where they really get you. I saw this video at this zoo. They were feeding these penguins fish, and they cut back. They got a cheaper fish. The penguins wouldn't eat it.
I saw this,
and it's because the penguins knew. They're like, wait a second. This is not the same quality of fish y'all are giving me my whole time here. I'm not eating that.
Yeah, they were trying to like put it in their mouth, and they're
Bro,
like,
I actually love that though. They're like, no, fuck you. Give me my good fish back.
Yeah, this is bullshit. So yeah, that's how I look at inflation. That's why I mean, actually for me, I really enjoyed COVID because it made me more in the middle, made me like a Bitcoiner, a libertarian, and then I think for me it was like, instead of me getting lost in just how the fucking system is, doing the same thing, 9 to 5, being in corporate America, shaking a hand, wearing a suit. I'm just not that type of guy, bro. So yeah, shout out to COVID, low key.
no, I feel you. Like we handled it the complete opposite way. Like I was like, dude, I get to stay home. Everybody's delivering everything. Me and JT are buying games on Xbox that we haven't played in years.
I was like a Need for Speed god. I built like the most indestructible car.
Yeah.
But
That's tough.
But it's funny you say that about COVID time, like you use it to better yourself.
Yeah.
I just remember there was a 3 solid months where I was working from home. I literally drank beer every single night, and I gained like probably 15 pounds.
Yeah.
Well, it's all good now. I'm back at it. But
you're swole now, dude.
But it's just funny.
The COVID happy hours were something.
Yeah, we used to have like FaceTimes.
Oh, it's lit.
Like we'd get like a group of, I don't know, it was like 6 to 8 of us, and we would just sit on FaceTime for like 2 hours.
Dude, I just remember like for the 2 or 3 week period in the very beginning, I was telling myself, I'm like, dude, this is it. This is how life's going to be forever now. We're going to be talking through the fucking computer.
Bro, it's like, I remember when it first happened, like, obviously since like COVID happened, I've changed a lot. A lot of stuff ended up being different. But like, bro, I used to like gloves on, I had the surgical mask on. I would go to Walmart. All the toilet paper's gone. We all remember those days. I was so pissed. I was like, what are y'all doing?
Which is the weirdest thing.
It still doesn't make sense.
You can literally hop in the shower with a rag and wash your ass after a shit.
Yeah.
For sure.
Y'all are hoarding toilet paper. And then like,
Yeah.
I used to come home. I used to get all the alcohol wipes. I would wipe down all my groceries. Now I look back, I'm like, damn, I really thought it was apocalypse time. I thought it was done.
Dude, I remember being so proud of myself because I'm like, you're actually washing your hands like you're supposed to. Like, you're going to really change how things are.
Yeah.
And then a couple months went by. I was out even like working out during it. And next thing I know, I'm biting my fingernails again. And I'm just back to my old ways.
There was like no more 5-second rule. If it hit the ground, you're like,
Nope.
Yeah.
no.
No way. Oh, that's so funny. But I just remembered while we were talking, I forgot to tell G whose favorite's the favorite topic. So I actually feel bad.
Okay, it's all right. Just while we're talking,
Yeah.
think about what soup you like.
Soup.
What's
Yeah.
your favorites? You don't need to know this second,
Okay.
but just try to while you're not talking in the conversation,
I mean,
just try
like,
to think of it.
I already have it.
Okay.
Okay, good.
all right.
I just wanted to mention it because I didn't want you to be caught off guard, and I literally just in my head was like, "Fuck." forgot to
But
tell
the problem with this week's question, I feel like a lot of us are going to have the same answer.
So, like, should I tell you what my favorite soup is?
Not yet.
No,
Not
not yet.
yet?
It's like a segment we've been doing, like just a
okay.
question, and then we all say our favorite, and then we make a poll to see who has the best.
This could be one of those weeks though where we do change up the rule a little bit because there could be like two people that like one soup, and it's just not fair to have somebody pick some completely random soup that they don't ever eat.
We'll see how
We'll
it
see. We'll
goes.
see. Yeah, we'll see how-
Hey, we'll figure
we'll
it
fucking
out.
Figure it out, dude. So, She-Hulk, Marvel. We were talking about all that stuff.
Yeah, bro.
She-Hulk's thick as hell.
So, like, bro, it's like for me, it's one of my favorite shows. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, I'm a big Marvel guy, comic books, all that shit. Like, it's like my Bible almost. Like, if someone like references an Easter egg, I'm like, let me see. All right, bet. But bro, I'm so deep. Like, after each episode of like most Marvel movies or shows, I'm looking at Easter eggs on YouTube. Like, I want to know everything, right? So, She-Hulk, it's one of my favorite shows because it's like it's goofy.
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time we had a straight up 30-minute Marvel show that's goofy as hell,
Agreed.
breaks the fourth wall? It's like hinting the future of like, you know, like we had Wong, Abomination. We're about to get Daredevil with a gold helmet.
Fire.
I'm like, bro, like, and whenever people complain, like, oh, it's a girl, they're making everything a girl. I'm like, all right, shut up, dude. Like, this is a Marvel comic book. You know, if you go,
That's why I laugh too.
if you go to like the source material, it's like I think, do you guys see the Eternals?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know,
I really like the
yeah, right,
Eternals.
good movie, right? So
Yeah.
you know the guy at the end, Thanos' brother,
Yeah,
Uranos or something?
Yeah,
Harry
Harry
Styles,
Styles.
Yeah.
Harry
so,
Styles.
you know, in the comic books, She-Hulk was his lawyer because he was sexually assaulting people. Because his power is like change emotions. He was basically like sexually assaulting women, and she like
They smash, right?
I think they had sex too.
Yeah.
And it's like you know when people complain, I'm like, yo, these comics take a big left turn all the time. So just be grateful that we got them.
Yeah.
That like you just said, I laugh too when everybody's like, why is it all female characters now? It's like, guys, these comic books have been around forever. Those comic book characters have literally been in the
Yeah.
book since like the 80s, 70s,
don't-
90s, whatever it is.
I don't know if these two have ever interacted in comics because I've never been really a comic reader. I love Marvel. I've been into it for years, the
Right.
movies and shows and stuff. I think She-Hulk and Deadpool would be like a sick
Bro, so
sick
like
team up.
I'm praying. Like I want 2 cameos in She-Hulk. Like one would be Deadpool. I saw they showed his shoes like at the end of the last episode. Like it was like or like whatever.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So like at the end, like you guys are all the way caught up.
Yeah.
In the episodes. All right. So at the end, you know they show like the little like cartoon shit at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
credits. So at the part, remember the guy's a shoe collector.
Okay.
If you pause that
Okay.
screen, it has all these different colorways of like Doctor Doom, Deadpool's face, Cyclops on his shoe collection. So like my 2 cameos that I want to see in She-Hulk, one would be like either Deadpool like sending an email to her saying he's a lawyer, or like the leader, because the leader, that's the guy with the big brain. from
Yeah, and
Incredible
he-
Hulk.
Yeah, so he was in the Incredible Hulk,
Yes.
and he's
He's
coming back. The
confirmed to
same
come back.
actor,
So yeah,
right?
and he's like in the comics, he's super smart. Like,
Yeah.
like you know, not strong at all, but super smart, like 2 steps ahead of you all
Yeah.
day.
Jake, you know who we're talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. And I got excited because I like how they keep doing that. Like how they got Abomination in this show. They're trying to reach back into all the original stuff to keep that stuff relevant too. So I think they're doing it in a very, very
And
good
like
way.
it pisses me off because like I also enjoy DC, but they've been fumbling the bag
Yeah.
left and right.
It's all
It's like, you know,
screwed up.
like I saw they canceled like the Batgirl movie. I'm like, at least let me see it. They canceled that. They didn't have like a conference this year. They canceled that, and like their the thing with Urza Miller.
Oh, he's a fucking idiot, dude.
He's a real life villain origin story.
He is.
Yeah. But the thing is, I still want to see the movie.
Yeah.
I'm still going to, but
I
like,
know that sucks though, because like I want to see the movie, but also like I have a hard time. I get it; it's like a $200 million movie or whatever, but like I have a hard time respecting them if they really put that movie out after all the shit he's been doing. Even though they keep saying, regardless if it tests good or bad, he's gonna get replaced. It's like I don't know if I want to. I don't know.
well, I mean, first of all, I mean, like he wears like dresses.
He's a
all that.
psychopath.
Yeah, he's a psycho.
He's
right?
they said he was a cult leader, and he like mentally manipulates all these young girls, and had like 18-year-old girls with him, holding like fucking with the family members, like brain. It's crazy what he was doing.
It's crazy. I'm still gonna be first in line to see that movie. Because like they were saying the test screenings were as good as Batman.
I
Begins.
know.
I'm
I
like,
saw that.
Wow.
in the Dark Knight, I'm like, I gotta see it.
I
I'm
do
sorry.
always wonder, like, why he was cast as Flash. He just doesn't seem. He never. Which I've enjoyed the DC movies, like not all of them, but I've seen them. And I don't know. I just never understood why he was
Yeah,
Flash, to
like-
be honest.
Yeah, I think because he was like kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Probably. I think I hated his run. Like we had that
It's
weird.
so weird.
run.
Like he's like
Yeah, and then like,
Conor McGregor in it
Yeah,
almost.
it was
Which
weird.
didn't he win an Oscar for that scene?
No,
I hope not. No.
No,
Or not
way.
an. He won some kind of award for like that last scene.
Definitely
him
not an
running
Oscar,
weird.
but maybe
Yeah, not an Oscar.
Golden Globes,
something like
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah, like the way I look at it, I think Kevin Feige should have a hand in everything.
Yeah.
Like, he knows what he's doing. Like I saw the Morbius movie the other day on Netflix.
Beautiful. I just watched it too.
Bro, I was like, what the like? It's like the story just didn't make sense. And you remember the scene, the dude just dancing with
It was
himself.
so weird.
I'm like, this is cringy as hell, bro. And I'm like,
it was Damon Targaryen.
yeah, I'm like, all right.
It was.
Sony, just call Kevin
Yeah,
Feige. He knows what he's doing with a lot of stuff, and I'm like, y'all are just because they have all the Spider-Man characters. Spider-Man has so many great characters, and I'm like, y'all can't keep messing up.
Yeah.
the after credit scenes were the best scenes of the whole movie.
But that still didn't even make sense. I'm like, oh, so they took him out the 616 and they put him into Sony universe.
Which
Who
I
Michael Keaton?
yeah,
right?
I agree with that. They don't like they do. It is just kind of odd how that happened, but I honestly think. I think that's probably going to end up being a trend because I saw with the young Loki, they said he's going to be ending up in the MCU after Loki show's over. So like I think we are going to start seeing the switches at least a little bit leading up to the Secret Wars. But I'm with you, dude. Like I was watching this movie thinking in my head, it's like this doesn't even feel like a superhero movie. It literally just feels like a vampire slayer movie with a element of supernatural powers.
Yeah, and it's like I'm hoping that Andrew Garfield is the Spider-Man of that
Bro.
universe because like
I love him. Like,
And,
dude,
it's
I
cool
love
'cause,
Andrew
like,
Garfield as Spider-Man.
whenever I first saw him, I was like, he's too cool to be Spider-Man, but then he really grew on me.
Yeah.
And then in No Way Home, like that.
Dude,
scene,
I swear, like
I loved it, bro.
I'm not even trying to be biased here. He made the fucking movie.
Like,
he was so good.
You
in
know
that
when they were
movie.
all talking, and he's like, "Yeah, man, like you guys are cool, but I'm not." In
And Toby's like,
no, tell yourself you're cool. I was like,
he's like, no, you're
Yeah.
amazing.
You're amazing.
Yeah.
he's like, say it. He's all right, guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he improvised the part where he says, "I love you guys."
Dude,
That
I
Yeah.
know, right? Like,
was such a good movie.
I loved it.
Which
And I rewatched it after, like, I don't know. It was like in July or whatever. I watched it on a plane, and it still holds up 7 months. It wasn't just the hype at the time. Like, I watched it again. I'm like, this movie is so good.
I'm just getting excited too because every little tidbit I read, I think we're gonna get a live action scene in the second Into the Spider-Verse movie,
Yeah.
which will
Oh,
then
my
again
God.
introduce Miles Morales to that whole world, and I am so excited for all of this.
Yeah, it's gonna like I can't wait. Like I'm gonna be like that old guy that forces their kid or their grandkid. Like, no, we're watching this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, we're going. I don't want to, granddad. No, we're going.
Dude, no, that's how
I
I'll
can't
be.
wait, bro.
Like how like dads like you get born into like being a fan of the sports team.
Yeah.
I'll be that way with like
It started in like 2009
shit.
with Iron Man. If you really think about it, that's like they thought so long term. And like whenever I first saw Iron Man, I did not think I'd get Doctor Strange. I wouldn't think I'd
Agreed.
get
Yeah.
the multiverse of madness and like Ant-Man, and they're going back in time.
And it comes back to something we were talking about a couple weeks ago. It's like when we were younger and kids, when you went to see a movie, you just went to see a movie. Like it wasn't like a build up of some story. It's like we're just going to the movies to watch a movie. And that's what it was like. Like when Iron Man and all that shit came out, I was like, oh, nice, another superhero movie. And then it just grew into like the biggest
Also,
freaking
I have to ask you,
story ever.
did y'all see Top Gun Maverick?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I saw it like because I didn't see it when it first came out. I'm not gonna lie, that movie had my attention the whole
It's
time.
so
Dude.
good, right?
Like
It's so
like,
good.
It felt like a real movie again.
Dude,
It was so
as
good.
soon as I left, I told my dad and JT, I think Angie was with us too, and I just looked at them. I was like, listen, guys, I know I'm straight, but I was questioning myself in that fucking football beach scene. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, guys, like,
Dude,
relax.
Miles Teller, he crushed it. He did.
Which
man.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. That, to me, really, that's one of the best movies, top to bottom, that I've seen in a long time, just in terms of having my attention the entire movie.
And like I was happy because at first they were gonna change the scene, right? Because on the back of Tom Cruise's jacket they had like Taiwan, and
Yep.
China said, if you don't remove that, we're not gonna release this movie here. So at first they changed it, and they went back and said, no, fuck that. Released it, still made $1 billion over here. It's one of the top 5 movies all
Dude,
time.
I
didn't know
just
that.
read that. Yeah,
That's sick.
I just read that the other day. I didn't realize it is. It's like 5 or 6 on the top grossing movies
and,
ever.
and that's without China, because like
I'm like, what?
Even like No Way Home, like because a lot of Marvel movies they'll change shit so it can be viewed in China, but then with No Way Home, China wanted them to take out the Statue of Liberty because
Which is
it was
crazy.
too American.
Which
I
is
was like,
crazy.
What?
yeah, like I have nothing against like Chinese people. I love Chinese food, all that stuff, but like the Chinese government, you just can't, like, they have too much of our media,
Yeah.
way too much, and it's like if they'll be like, oh guys, we want to fund the Juicebox podcast, but yeah, we hate the Denver Broncos, so just can't mention them ever.
I'd be-
But then they'll slide you a check. They'll be like,
Yeah.
come on, here's a couple.
Yeah.
mil."
And I'd be like, where's the pen, dude?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Well, probably not. But
No, you're not.
But yeah, no, I thought that was cool too. Yeah, No Way Home and that movie, they both were just like, fuck
Yeah.
this. We're not, because the chick in Doctor Strange is supposed to be like a Tibetan man in the comic books.
Yes.
And it same type of situation where they're like, no, you're not having this character in the movie, so they switched it out. So like the bald chick
Uh-huh.
is supposed to be a man in the
Oh,
actual.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I love her character too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
was a
awesome.
cool character.
Yeah.
Like I think Marvel makes a lot of stuff work, but yeah, that's like the little stuff that like people don't know about. I just like I hope it never becomes a common thing,
Mhm.
and that's why. Yeah, I also hate TikTok.
Yeah, I
Can't stand it.
Bro,
I
need
don't
to
have
delete my
TikTok.
I hate it too, but I'm addicted to it.
yeah, and that's why I don't have it, because I know I would like it and I'd be so addicted to it. But
Yeah.
but like did you listen to the Rogan episode where he read like
Yeah, it's like I knew that like a year ago. Like like because whenever I started to like learn about like cyber and all that shit, so just like the Cold War, people would use propaganda. Like in countries in general, they use propaganda all the time, and like you can't have a Chinese company that can have millions of Americans. It's the fastest growing app since Facebook, social media platform since Facebook. And if you have like China at any point, like whenever they're reading it, they could track your eye time, like what you're clicking, your key gestures.
keystrokes? Yep.
And like a lot of people, our cyber hygiene isn't that well, and it's like we're getting to the point to where the algorithm, they could purposely find something to make us more divisive. And the way that you topple the U.S., you make the people hate each other. You keep dividing them. You make sure there's no middle. You keep having this side getting raged by this video, this side getting raged by that video, and then before you know it, we all hate each other, and we're like, oh shit. It's because we begin finessed by an algorithm that's owned by the Chinese government.
It's wild too how like they have access to your other devices that are like logged in. I don't know. It was kind of weird, but I do feel you.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. And like the way I look at it is like I'm good with like Twitter. Like, I love Twitter, bro. I like Twitter's like the funniest like shit ever. Like I get on there and I'm like, no way, this is real life,
Dude.
Yeah.
Neil read a tweet last night. There was a comment that
I saw this today.
that went over like Scotland and the area where Queen Elizabeth just died. and somebody just quote tweeted and was like, Queen Elizabeth just won the gulag. She's diving back in.
And you saw her jumping out the plane.
Yeah, it's like, how is this free? Like, how is this app literally just
Dude,
free?
legit though, people are so clever and
People are
funny.
so funny.
There are so many funny people that come up with funny shit
I
on
steal
Twitter
so
and
many
stuff.
memes off of Twitter.
No, dude, I'm a big on Instagram, whatever. I see like a funny meme or GIF or whatever. I have so many saved on my phone.
I have like a folder. Like, let me see. Like, while you guys are talking, I'm just like, because like a lot of like the memes that I have, like they'll politically make fun of the left and the right, the ones
yeah.
that are way too extreme, and I
Yeah.
love sharing those because like I just love them, bro. Like memes are like.
I like memes because people get actual upset about them. Like, it's literally just a picture, and people genuinely are like, "Well, fuck you!
What'd you say to me?
Yeah, I don't believe this." Like, it's just wild.
I have a question as well. You bring up Twitter. I saw one of your tweets, and I watched a small video about it too. But do you know? Could you give a summary of the chess drama?
Bro, so yeah, basically, and like, cause you guys know Lex Friedman,
Yeah.
AI
listen to
guy.
his
So like,
podcast.
yeah, I listen to like, cause I've become more of a techie guy. I love history. I love people that dive into it. I'm kind of a big nerd too, you know. But like,
Nothing wrong with that.
nothing wrong. And it's like, so first off, looking at Buddy, he kind of looks a little suspect. You know,
Yeah.
he looks like he's the type of dude. He's like, I'll do whatever to win, coach. I'll do whatever to win, right? So I'm reading it, right? And I guess he's cheated before. Like he admitted cheating when he was 12 years old.
Oh,
right?
really? So
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he admitted he cheating before, and people were saying that he had anal beads in his butthole, right? And so in chess, there's certain vibrations. to where
What?
He was like, hear me out here. This is where it gets really deep. So in chess, you know, it's strategical, right? And the way that you beat a grandmaster is you got to have a computer algorithm that can run millions of simulated moves, right? So whenever he was playing, they were saying that he had a remote vibrated anal beads in his butthole that would simulate and vibrate on which move that he should take next. Because in chess, you know, you can't have headphones in, you can't have glasses on. So hiding something in your butt, that'd be really smart.
Yeah,
And that's the only way.
Bro,
So yeah, it's
that's intense.
do what you got to do to get the dub, I guess.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
it's just funny that there's drama in chess.
Yeah.
Like you would never think.
and it's like the title of like grandmaster, that's like a really big thing. That's like, imagine you're like the pinnacle, like it's like a PhD, but if not higher. And it's like you're a grandmaster. Like whenever like if you were like a samurai, you earn some title for killing 100 people with your
Yeah.
sword, you keep that for life. And when you die, it's like Grandmaster Bubba.
That's
know,
cool.
And it's like yeah, so it's like
Damn, I want to be a grandmaster.
yeah.
And he's like the youngest, right?
Yeah, he's one of the youngest, and it's
Or
like
is he gonna get stripped of the title?
Are they gonna have to start checking buttholes before chess tournaments now?
Like-
That's the big question.
some days I'm like, I'm not fully convinced we're not in a simulation. It's
I
like
feel it.
when you see like would you ever think that the words chess, grandmaster, and anal beads would ever be a
No.
real thing? and then you hop on Twitter, it's like breaking news: chess grandmaster accused of having anal vibration beads that helped him pick his next choice.
Dude, for real.
Yeah, you're like, we're all the way there. We ran out of stuff to where that's where we're at right
so
now.
I got a question for y'all. I need an answer from everyone, even Big Czar. What is the craziest like story, tweet, like something that was real that you read, like an article or whatever, that blew your mind? You read it and you said, "No way, that's not real. That's fake, whatever." And then you went to it and you're like, "That's legit." That's
Oh,
a
man.
real
That's a
article."
tough
It is
question.
tough because I
That
know
is-
there's been a lot. Just
Yeah, damn, dude. Honestly, that is
Hold on, I
so
gotta-
hard for me.
I gotta think
Um,
about
The
this.
anal beads, like that was pretty high.
Yeah,
Like, that was up there.
damn.
Does anyone have an answer?
I'm
off the top of
respecting
their
the silence. I
The
don't
silence,
care.
yeah.
I'm thinking about this.
I'm trying to think too.
Because like usually it'll be like the New York Post, like every week they'll post some crazy shit, and I'm like, no way, that's real. And then you go on there, you're like, oh, that's like legit real, and you're like,
Shit.
I know.
I mean, like,
Because I know, like, there's
Truthfully,
been a freaking 100.
I don't
things.
know, and I know this is general. I don't know if it came from Twitter, but you did always hear, like, you would see things and hear people talk about, like, Epstein's Island
yeah, that was
and, like, that kind of stuff. And I know that's a very big general one, but that's, like, one of the first things that pops in my head when, like, you hear, like, there's this guy that has this island and that's where all of the elites go. And then when that actually happened and then the documentary comes out and how, like, like,
Oh, I have one.
Ghislaine still hasn't had to read the list of all the people that like that's probably the first thing that popped in my head.
This is not. I mean, this isn't really a headline per se, but one of the craziest things where I'm thinking like this is a simulation was when Logan Paul fought Floyd Mayweather.
Oh yeah.
I was
The
like,
big one.
I'm like, how is this even real? Like,
Yeah.
arguably, like the top boxer ever is fighting fucking Logan Paul, and I was like, life is crazy.
That
Like
is
nothing
good.
surprises me anymore. Any of you?
Man.
I truly
It's
can't
tough,
think.
yeah.
It's hard to think
I
about.
just think that like anything these days kind of falls under that criteria, especially like political stuff. I'm always like, no, and then it's real. You're like, okay, we're sinking fast,
Yeah.
as a country.
Yeah.
Like the guy that went and held up a Dairy Queen the other day. Did
Oh,
you guys see that?
yeah,
No,
I
what
think
happened?
I saw the headline or whatever, but I forget the
It's
story.
just ridiculous. It sounds like satire or
Yeah.
something, but then it's real. And it just happened. It was right in Monroe County in PA. It was
Really?
really
What
close to
happened?
it. Some dude dressed as a clown went into
Oh,
to Dairy
stop,
Queen with a
stop.
gun. He went to Dairy Queen with a gun and said he was there to kill Democrats and liberals to
my
restore
God.
Trump as the king president.
Oh my
Jesus
God,
Christ!
dude.
And then when the police arrived, he said he was telling the police that he was an undercover agent. That's why he was dressed like
Only
a
he
clown.
did.
See,
They're like, "Why are you dressed like a clown?" He's like, "Well, I'm undercover."
so like yeah, bro. Like I'm actually I'm finishing up a good documentary. It's called Q Into the Storm.
Mm.
It talks about the origins of like QAnon and 4chan. So basically, it shows you that like propaganda and memes can really change our whole society. Because like the people that stormed on January 6th, those were people that just live in like the basement of their parents' house. They're on 4chan and they literally believe anything that Trump would say. And I'm like, that's why like whenever I saw people saying January 6th was like the worst thing to happen to our democracy, I was like, nah, it's just a whole bunch of dumb fucking people.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And like, yeah, and that's like, oh my God, like some of the hot takes, like I saw some people on the left, they're like, oh, 9/11 was just as bad as, January 6th was just as bad as 9/11. I was like, all right, okay, shut up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah.
What if you got one, Bubba?
Well, you brought up the clown thing. It's kind of funny to think back, like during COVID when people would like dress up as clowns.
Yeah.
And because like when you saw that initially, you're like, okay, it's probably just like a joke. Like people actually did that shit,
Which
like,
I-
chase people.
I forgot about that until you said that. There'd be the videos of like people driving down the road and then the clown would walk
Yeah.
in the street just with like a machete.
You remember we saw one
Yeah,
in
there
Morgantown.
was
He
ones in
just we
Morgantown.
were walking downtown and this one dude, scary looking ass dude,
Shit.
looked like the damn Joker, just walking past B&E, and we were like, "What the fuck?" It's just scary. Like he was a big dude, like clown. I'm like, what?
That one is
Right during the peak of the clown shit, and we were all drunk and we were like, didn't care.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
about to get stabbed or
Mauled.
something. We're
So,
like,
so yeah, you guys have to promise me you'll never break up as a group because like I always enjoy coming back here and shooting
Yeah.
shits.
Yeah.
So
Appreciate
like I want it to be like 2 years, 3 years from now, I can just hit y'all up. Hey, I'm flying back into town.
yeah.
I'll hop on the pod.
Well, that's the plan.
Yeah,
No.
I hope so.
I was pumped when you texted me. I literally texted them right after you texted me. And
Okay.
I'm even more excited that you did, knowing that you're going to Denver now. I mean,
Bro, because like every time I would come
not
home,
Denver, Colorado, sorry.
like every time I would come home, I would hit you up. I'd be like the day after.
yeah.
We're like, oh man, we're on Thursdays from this time. I'm like, shit, I'm here on Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
this time I'm like, I'm making sure I'm getting on before I like come out because it's like whenever y'all send me like the memory or like the first
Yep.
time I was
Yeah.
on, the second time, I'm like let's do round 3.
Which it's so funny. I remember sending you the clip from episode 42 and to just see how dark the camera is and how like the angle is
The
like
small table.
yeah. But like at the time that was going on in my head, I'm like, dude, this is fucking big time. bro.
Dude, it is
You
funny.
know what I
I
mean?
do know exactly
and
what
and
you
now
mean.
now I come down here every Thursday, Friday, and Sundays with John, and like I walk down here, and my initial thought is like, I just can't believe all this. We just have all of this shit,
Yeah.
and we're able to do it just because of the internet, which makes it even better. Like that's like a cool benefit of the internet for sure.
It is cool. It is cool to like you, and we've had. It's funny because we have like our like circuit of people
Yeah,
that always come back, and then you see like the memory from the time or the time before, and you're like, dang, like you see how far it's come, and it is really cool.
yeah. It's just weird to see like clips from early 2020, thinking that that's already like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And that,
Yeah.
yeah, it's wild.
I think that's the wildest part of COVID and the recent happenings is how fast the time went.
It did
Could
too.
not agree
2.5,
more.
3 years went by.
It
quicker than
did.
anything.
Yeah, it's
Really
like
did.
they took the dial on the semi and was like, we're gonna crank it up just a little bit.
COVID was a blur. Those first 3 months, I was doing Zumba. I was doing dancing Zumba. That was part of my workouts.
Hell yeah.
Bro, shit's hard, by the way.
I
I'm
I
sure.
heard
bet
it's
it
hard.
is.
Yeah.
Shit's
I'm
hard.
sure it's
I'll,
really hard.
I'll never knock in my life dance Zumba or yoga. Yoga's like, I've been a football player. I can lift heavy weights. Yoga is my kryptonite. Hardest shit ever. Downward dog. It's like whenever you're like, it's like your butt's in the air, your arms are down, and they want you to drive through your feet and your shoulders, and the whole time like my arms start shaking because, yeah, tough shit, man.
Yeah.
Yoga's
Me
hard.
and Jake did freaking beach body down here.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was
this
That's
was
funny. I
we
did
used
that
to
for a
do the
little while.
podcast back there, and it was COVID. It had to.
it
have
was
been.
COVID.
And there we didn't have. This was just a big empty spot here at the time, and me and Jake did freaking 21-day fixed beach body.
I forgot. I
down in here.
completely forgot about that. It was COVID because that was right after we had to clear everything out because the water, the flood.
Oh yeah,
that's
dude,
happened here.
wow.
Thank God that doesn't
Morning milk. That was my favorite
Bro,
segment.
don't get on
Yeah,
me.
I
Get
love
on his
morning
ass,
milk.
Bro, because I used to hop on there.
Yeah.
It'd be the little like cookie or whatever.
Yeah,
What's up, man? Like your camera would be sideways.
dude.
JT here. You just talk some random shit. I'm like, this
I
is what I needed. Yeah.
Dude, I know. I was actually thinking about that the other day.
You should
I
try
do
raw
miss it.
milk. You ever tried raw milk? Amazing.
I don't know if I've had raw milk. I've had breast milk, human breast milk.
How was it?
Honestly, it tasted good.
Wait, that's like, you know,
Like I would like. I'm not even like being funny. Like it. There's worse like milks that I've tasted than a human breast milk. I was like, I could drink a glass of this.
like
you know,
whenever
prob-
whenever I have a kid, I'm stealing milk.
yeah, dude, it was sweeter than I thought it would be.
Ah,
Really
interesting.
was. It
Well,
was.
but it kind of it sounds gross, but then I'm sitting here thinking it makes sense. Like that's probably what we're supposed to be drinking.
That's the purest of the pure.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's straight from
straight from the udder.
I told you guys the day after that I felt stronger than ever. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, I need to just start drinking this as like a after workout protein shake.
start eating fetuses next.
Well, that's what bodybuilders do, right? Don't they? They
Stem
buy.
cell?
Don't they buy breast milk?
Oh, I don't know. Do they?
I'm pretty sure that's.
No,
like
that's not.
I
That
could
would
be
not
wrong,
shock me if
but-
that happened.
I don't
Are
know.
we ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I briefly explained it. I'll ask a question to the group. We'll all go around. We'll say our favorite to that question. I'll put a poll on Twitter. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet this week. Maybe I'll get an answer from Tiggy Nation,
3 and 3.
and then I can do 3 and 3, and then face off. They'll put a poll on Twitter. They'll vote. We'll see like whose favorite is the favorite. So we'll just go around. Jake, what is your favorite soup?
So I mean, I feel bad saying this because I hope nobody else
I'm
says
sure
it.
everyone's.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say. I can look at you and just.
But like, I like chili.
Ooh, wait,
like-
it's-
Like any kind of like
it is. It's a yeah.
chili for me is something that I would eat in 20-degree weather, and I would eat in 99-degree weather.
Because chili is a soup. Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
get that, yeah.
Like it's really good. And I don't know, chili always. It's just got everything in
Mhm.
it. It's got meat. It's got beans. You
does.
got the cheese. You throw a little saltines, some hot sauce. I mean,
Chili
that's,
is. Yeah.
I'm saying chili.
All right. Great answer.
Yeah, awesome. I would say for me, it's like, especially we're getting fall weather. Like, as soon as I get sick, some good old chicken noodle soup, man.
Great. That's
It's
another
like-
top
'Cause,
tier
like,
soup.
as soon as you said soup, I really thought chicken noodle soup. I'm like, yeah, every time I get sick, that's what I want. Saltine crackers, chicken noodle soup. Sometimes I dip them. Sometimes I just throw the crackers
Yup.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my go-to.
Dude, the saltines and the chicken noodle soup is
Yeah.
A1 for sure.
love it.
It's
Two
good.
solid answers so far. Bubba?
I think I named like 3.
I have
last
4.
week.
I actually have 4 on my list.
Nice. I think I said a different one last week, so I will go with broccoli cheddar.
oh,
that's a good
that
soup.
is
Especially
good.
Panero in a bread bowl.
That's
That
a
is
great
very
soup.
good.
It's a good answer.
I'm prepared to come in last this week, but that's okay because there's something about like tomato soup with a grilled cheese. I'm not saying grilled cheese is not part of my answer.
You're gross.
Tomato soup, when you like, you get a nice grilled cheese or even crackers and you dip it in the soup, very good. So you guys took very good answers, so I'm going tomato soup.
It's like the Great Depression.
Yeah. You guys never? You gonna tell me you've never dipped a grilled cheese sandwich in
I
tomato
like
soup?
tomato
When I
soup.
was,
Yeah.
like, when I was
I'm
like
not
5
hating.
or 6.
I hate tomato soup. Yeah.
Well, you guys took the fucking best answers.
Did Tig give you a?
No, I'll
No.
just. He'll have to be the 6th.
Okay. I'm actually shocked that mine wasn't said, but I'm a big fan of loaded baked potato soup.
That's
Great soup.
very
That's-
good.
That's
Great
what- or
soup.
cheddar baked potato soup,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. That's
Potato soup is very
favorite.
good. Actually, was one on my list as well.
Cheese, hot sauce, dude.
yeah. Normally there's like celery and carrots in there, but you don't normally notice it
Yeah.
Bro,
because
yeah.
of all the big chunks of potato.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
A nice potato soup. Yeah, you
And it's
sprinkle
like a
some cheese
It's like
on
a
it.
thicker soup too.
Yeah.
Normally,
Thick soup is nice. I like my soup like I like my women.
exactly.
But tomato, I have a soft spot for tomato soup. I'm sorry.
That's
You know,
fine.
I was up
Dope,
in
dope.
Pittsburgh on Wednesday night. Went to a restaurant and they had stuffed pepper soup
Oh,
on special.
Ooh,
I didn't get it.
It's good.
I love
Or no, Brooke got it. I did try a bite, but
Uncle Pete's has good stuffed pepper soup.
they have
On
that
s-
there.
They have it on special every once in a while.
I didn't
yeah.
even know that was a soup.
Mm.
Oh, it's
So like, is ramen technically soup?
see, this is controversial.
Oh,
That's
man, I don't know.
controversial. now.
Because
What
like,
a question.
Because if you think, because chili, right?
Yeah.
It's ground beef and the
I
sauce.
feel like you technically
I would say.
could consider it.
I
right?
would say if I'm
But
allowed
is
to
ramen
take.
in a broth though?
Yeah,
It,
That's it.
because the broth,
Yeah,
because of miso,
can
it's like
be.
spicy
Yeah.
miso. Yeah.
I
That's
think if
tough.
I'm
I don't
allowed
know.
to take chili, I think ramen should be allowed too. Ramen's good.
Man.
ramen is very
Somehow I
good.
was thinking shepherd's pie, but that's more of a,
Like a
because like
chicken pot pie.
yeah, like a chicken pot pie.
Yeah.
Because like we had this spot in Erie, it's like it'd be like a giant bread bowl, and they
Yeah.
put shepherd's pie inside of it, and it was amazing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's like chicken tortilla soup is a very popular soup.
Yes.
No, I'm surprised no one named
Bro.
that.
I said it last
you said it,
week.
or
Yeah.
French onion soup.
I feel like I'm
People
gonna get.
love French onion.
I feel like I'm gonna get murdered in the Greg's Bar text about my answer.
I'm shocked somebody didn't try to spin zone it and do like cereal because like
No, I would have.
you would have
I
vetoed
would have
that.
vetoed that.
Alright,
Yeah, I think it has to be like
A
hot.
hot soup.
Okay.
Yeah.
hot,
Alright.
yeah.
Makes sense. to me.
Honestly, all good.
All
soup
good
answers.
answers,
Now
yeah.
I kind of want some soup.
I'm just wondering what Tig will say. Like what other soups are there? Wedding
He'll
soup.
come up with something.
Oh, wedding soup's very
Wedding
popular.
soup's good. But yeah, I'm trying to think I don't know if you saw. I got a kick out of it just trying to think of quick hitters now. Did you see in the latest UFC pay-per-view they showed the Queen and the entire place just booed?
Bro, I mean, like honestly, this is my honest opinion on the Queen. Like she's a good figure, whatever, to the UK people. But like the royal family, they like finesse. They're like
Yeah.
they're,
Pieces of shit.
they're colonizers.
They're the
they-
Lannisters.
yeah, they colonize so many people. Like Buckingham Palace and all that shit, just real estate. Like they own that, and they were also like the biggest slave traffickers as well.
And they were drug dealers too.
They did everything, and then like Prince Andrew was friends with Epstein, and they're like, oh yeah, he's no longer a royal anymore.
Yeah.
That was
Wait.
the biggest.
And didn't they show like a picture of it was Prince Andrew and Epstein and some girl?
Virginia.
But then they asked Prince Andrew about it, and he's like, "I don't."
He said
It's photoshopped or
no,
something.
he said I do not recall.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He said, see in this picture, I'm sweating. I do not sweat. I'm a royal.
Yeah, yeah.
He kept saying so much dumb shit. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Wait, that is the weirdest excuse. To
No,
something
like he
I've
came
ever
up with
heard in my
some.
life.
He came up with some bullshit answer as to why it wasn't him.
yeah,
Like,
and then like Prince or King Charles, whatever, he doesn't have to pay a 40% inheritance tax either. Like all the money and real estate that he inherited from the Queen, they made it a rule that the royal family is exempt from inheritance tax of
crazy.
40%, just so the royal family can keep their wealth.
It's crazy.
That
But,
is-
but say if you got bread from your rich granddad, they're taking 40% of that.
that's the world just.
Do you know-
fucked.
Rules for thee, but not for me.
Dude,
Yeah.
imagine that negotiation when it actually happened. They were just like, listen, we'll stop trying to run the world, but the deal is for the rest of eternity, you guys don't get to touch our fucking money and we will make all the money off of you. And they were like, all right. And and now they're just finessing everybody
And
until
then,
they're gone.
The Queen has this diamond from Africa. It's like priceless. It's like one of the most like well-known, expensive diamonds in the world. And shit like that, it's gonna appreciate in value. Buckingham Palace is real estate.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, they basically get to stay in power. And like, like it's crazy. Like, have you ever seen the videos of the royal guards passing out whenever they're like, just standing there. Like,
No.
yeah, it's crazy. Like
To watch these.
it's like they'll stand there so long because they're like this,
Mhm.
and they'll, even if they're exhausted and tired, they'll just pass out because the way that they're set up, it's like instead of moving out of place, just pass out.
Bro.
What?
Oh no,
That's-
it's like they're to the T. That's why, yeah, like
That's some discipline right there.
And
though.
they dropped like King Charles quote unquote rider, and a couple things on it was like every morning they have to make sure they iron his shoelaces. His toothbrush must have an inch of toothpaste on it every morning. Like just all these insane, crazy things that they have people do for
And
them.
like for me, I'm like, if I'm in the U.S., the royal family has colonized a lot of Africa. I literally did not care. I mean, I care when people die. She's
Yeah.
a public figure. But like besides that, I'm not saying R.I.P. the Queen. I don't give a shit.
Dude,
I
that
mean,
was a great Twitter day though, because everybody seemed
bro,
to be on the same page.
Listen, Black Twitter. I need y'all to go back on there. Type in Black Twitter when the Queen died. They were like bozo pack in the air. They were like making. It was,
Oh my god.
it was videos of Prince Diana dunking on top of the Queen in like a basketball uniform. It was the funny. I was like, Twitter can't be free, bro.
Which it is still crazy to this day that they just killed Princess Diana.
Yeah, they did because she was like speaking against the royal family.
Yeah.
And then like even with Meghan Merkel, she's like kind of weird. It's kind of about her. It's like no, she's not like Princess Diana was the one, and that's why they killed her.
Agreed.
Yeah. R.I.P. to the real queen.
For real. Agreed. We want to touch on the House of Dragon just real quick.
Yeah, we came real quick.
So I read that this is the last episode with the young actresses. I've just thoroughly just enjoyed the story. We don't have to talk about it for a while, but I think they're doing a very, very good job in every aspect, making sure as of right now they're covering all their bases and creating this storyline for future seasons, however many they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, I love the show so much. I still to this day, after how many episodes has it been? 4?
For you.
Daemon Targaryen steals the show, in my opinion. Like, there's no, I don't want to say there's no show,
Which
but
is Milo and Morbius.
yeah, there's no show without Daemon Targaryen, in my opinion. I'm excited to see the time jump. I'm excited to see what happens. If I was a betting man, I'm gonna say King Viserys probably dies like next episode.
Has to, right?
He has to,
Soon.
right? Or maybe that's a
I don't know.
that's a misdirect into something else. But so I think he's gonna die. Yeah, I'm loving the show. I hope we see a lot more dragons. I hope we see. I don't know if we would. I hope we see some dragons potentially fighting each other. That'd be fire, literally. But yeah, so that's where I'm at.
Anything else?
Basically, you guys covered everything I think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for this week's episode.
Same.
So,
I
I
want
like-
more action, sword fights.
Yeah, I want to see some fights.
I like the House of Dragon. What I don't like, the two things I hate this week,
love it.
are one, being a W fan, it stinks.
It
I'm,
does.
I'm a Georgia fan until they lose. And then the Browns logo that they put in the middle of their field.
I saw
the
that.
big elf, that stinks.
Dude,
too.
I
hate it.
think it's sick.
I just don't get why they did it. That's why
I guess
I'm
is that a
confused.
Browns thing? Like, is that a
I don't
Brownie
know.
the elf or
Yeah,
whatever?
it's like an old traditional thing with the Browns.
I think
guess
it's
I
kind
read.
of cool, but
Yeah, the Browns used to be the Ravens.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know,
I actually
Or wait, was it?
the Ravens used to be the Browns.
And the
Before they left town.
the Colts are in that mix too. I think.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
it was
the
Baltimore
Baltimore
Colts.
Colts.
Yeah, that's it. That's right.
Because
that's
the
right.
Browns left, but then the NFL told them, like with the Rooney family, they said you have to keep the Browns' name in Cleveland, and that's when they came back.
Got it.
I'll go on my. It seems like it's a weekly rant about old people too. So I was a Dollar General before I came here. Line was long. There was only one cashier. Give the guy a damn break. So we're in line, patiently waiting. 27-year-old guy just waiting in line. Long line. There's an old person like way in the back of the line that yells up to the guy and says, "We need more cashiers."
I hate people like that.
I'm like,
dude.
bro, listen, we all
Should
want
have
to
thrown
get
up an apron.
we all want to get out of here. We all want to get out of here. I've waited longer than you have. Just wait. Just wait. You'll get your stuff and go home.
Yeah.
There's my rant on old people. It seems like it's a normal thing.
Yeah,
It's a normal
it's
thing
true.
now.
And the one video I saw that I want to shout out to is the kid working at Chick-fil-A that like choked out the
Bro.
dude that did
Yeah,
you see
that was
this?
cool.
Best customer service on the planet.
Seriously.
Absolutely crazy.
Like there's this group RDC World One. It's like the group of black guys. They always do like funny videos. Like they always make videos about Chick-fil-A's customer service.
Okay.
And like they'll literally say like, "You need me to fix your car? What you need? What you need?" And then like they'll be doing Chick-fil-A training, and the guy he'll be the main guy, the manager training the other guy, and the guy will say, "All right, thank you. Pull up to the window." He said, "What'd you say?" "Say my pleasure. You're fired. Get out. Go work at Popeyes." It's funny as shit.
That's so funny.
And it's so accurate because like every time I go to Chick-fil-A, I pull up, they're like, "How you doing? My pleasure." I'll be like, "Yeah, can I get like let me get 2 Chick-fil-A sauce, 2 Polynesians." "Oh, of course." I'll be like, "Can I get a water? Do you make that a large water? Free one?" And like then this one day, my card wasn't working in the thing. She's like, "Oh, it's free, honey. Just go ahead." That's
What?
$18 meal.
Hell yeah.
And then one day I got a 10-piece or whatever. Instead of 10, it was 15 nuggets. I'm just like, bro, y'all. I don't know.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's legit.
And it's funny because I've seen the complete opposite of that so often elsewhere. Like at Arby's one
Yeah.
time, they're like 3 people quit. Like while I was trying to get my food, like everyone's like screaming at each other.
Ugh. Chick-fil-A has it down.
I don't know if it's a meme about this Chick-fil-A story, but I saw like when the news interviewed the guy, and they asked him about it, he said, "Oh, it was my pleasure."
I'm pretty sure that
I'm
actually
pretty sure
happened.
that's like a real thing that he said.
Yeah.
That's pretty
They
fire.
don't play, and that's why I like life because there's trade offs. Because like, I remember like I saw some lady, like some professor on Twitter. She was mad. She was like, Chick-fil-A, they're LGBT, like blah 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 blah. Because like I guess the founder is super religious, and like at times I'm like, all right, some people are really religious to where some things they believe in, but at the end of the day, I'm like, all right, like Chick-fil-A, they hire a lot of like gay people, they hire everyone. I see people go from like minimum wage to like I saw them buy a person a car before.
Yeah.
Like, this girl got a car, and I'm like, there's trade offs in life. It's like, all right, the founder, maybe you don't like him, whatever, but I think the net positive is Chick-fil-A gets a lot of jobs, good quality chicken. It's closed on Sundays, so if you're a fast food worker, you don't got to work on Sunday. You can watch some football. I mean, yeah,
Good point.
I'm a
Very
big
good point.
Chick-fil-A, and the customer service is like, you cannot beat that. You
Dude,
can't.
yeah. And the line's always so fast. I'm always like, I don't want to wait in this line.
Or
which
they'll
we've
have
talked
them.
about.
They'll have them out there with the scanner ready for
Yeah,
you.
dude, it's fast. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
all
love
right.
Chick-fil-A.
Shout out Chick-fil-A. And I guess we shouldn't be shocked that somebody in Florida would try to do that because Florida people are fucking wild.
It's a different country. Have you guys ever been to LA?
No.
No.
Quick story about my experience in LA. Great food, great weather, too many people, too much traffic. And then, so you guys ever watch a movie and you see like Hollywood? You're like, oh my God, Hollywood's crazy. I went to Hollywood. Everyone's smoking crack.
Whoa.
We were about to walk into a museum, and like we went there on like a trip or whatever. We're about to walk into a museum. There's 3 people on the ground. This lady smokes crack, blows it in the air. Me thinking smart, I did a quick loop around the smoke. Like the white kid I was with, he walked through the smoke. He's like all confused. I'm like, damn. Like, so yeah, like LA, it's like
It's a wild, wild
Well,
west.
that's kind of like Ted that comes here all the time. That'll be on in a couple weeks. He lives out there, and he's like, dude, it's gross. Like it's crazy with people, homeless people. Like,
And it's like the people that run the homeless shit, they get 6-figure paychecks with like millions of dollars of budgets, and they purposely don't do anything.
eliminate jobs. But G, thank you for coming, brother.
Yeah, man.
That was a
Appreciate
very
y'all.
fast hour and a half.
Oh wow.
It was.
Make sure to follow me, Twitter and Instagram at Juice Fisherman, and subscribe to the Juicebox Podcast on YouTube and everywhere you can subscribe. So thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Go ahead and plug whatever you want to plug or say whatever you want to say.
I mean, freaking Jake's already getting up and leaving. He doesn't care about me. But yeah, to plug it in, follow me on Instagram, Big Germ 34, BIGGERM34. Please don't get scammed. I will never ask you to buy crypto. I will never DM you about crypto. Check out Seed Free Game. Love you guys. Love Juicebox Podcast. Let's ride.
Let's ride. Gee, thanks for coming. You can catch me at John Theodore Nixon on Instagram. That's John Theodore Nixon on Instagram. I'm on the Juicebox Podcast Twitter. That's at the Juicebox Pod. That's at the Juicebox Pod. Follow us on Facebook, the Juicebox Podcast. We are not the Diabetes, the Juicebox Podcast.
Follow me on Twitter at Bubba Slider. Follow me on Instagram at _Harry Slider. I agree. Stop getting scammed. I'm tired of doing it all day because people get scammed every single day.
A lot of fraud out there.
A lot of fraud.
You can follow me on Twitter at JuiceBoxZar. That's JuiceBoxZar. That's ZAR.
Z as in zebra, A as in apple, R as in Reebok.
Don't get it twisted.
Bye bye.